or other.
Doesn't it make you some sort of an outsider if you don't stay somewhere for a longer period? Because I mean, you have this overall look. You see different places. You don't just stick to the city. You go to nature as well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is. It's quite a strange life to lead.
But I mean, it can be enlightening because I mean, you can, if you don't really live somewhere, you can look at the way people behave, what they think is important, and then you go to another city and you see that to them other things are totally important.
Yeah, so I mean that you gain enormously in a sense of perspective, of getting a better overview from a distance somehow, of being the observer in cases like that. I mean, it can be difficult travelling as much as well with maintaining friendships, but I do try and keep that going, although it's harder when you don't see people for months on end.
Do you do more productions now?
Yeah, I've started doing production work for other people. Tiffany Anders was one. That was the girl in New York, and it's something that I'm very interested in. And on Tiffany's record I was also playing quite a lot of instruments as well as engineering and mixing, so it was quite tough, and she had very little money, so we had to do it all in about 3 weeks and in quite a bad studio in Brooklyn. But I'm very interested in doing more of that kind of work, and I recently was working with Sparkle Horse in the studio and
Cool.
contributing vocals and mostly instrumental stuff. Actually, I was playing a lot of piano and a lot of guitar. It's nice to be involved in other people's projects like that, and there's always a lot to be learnt from doing it.
Would you ever consider to buy your own studio, or do you have a place of your own?
I have a small studio of my own. I mean, I have an 8-track digital. I've moved up in the world. For years I only worked on a 4-track analog cassette machine, so it was about all my brain could handle. But I've now moved up. I'm on an 8-track digital now, and that will make it a lot better quality for because often even from my 4 tracks I will use them as a basis for when I take the music into a bigger studio to actually finish the record. So with 8-track it'll be a lot better quality, hopefully.
What sort of producers do you like, actually?
Oh, there are many. I mean, obviously Flood I have a huge amount of respect for and the work that he's done. Brian Eno I think is a very interesting producer that I'd love to work with one day. Daniel Lanois, especially the work that he's done with Bob Dylan, I think has been incredible. Mick Harvey is a great producer, They're all people who put a stamp on your music. I mean, they're people who really give ideas to the music, I guess, right? Yeah, I mean, I think any strong, unique producer does very much have their own sound. I mean, I know I can hear a record on the radio and I know if Floods has produced it. I just know straight away, and I think that's a lovely feeling, to hear that. In the same way, John Parrish actually is a great producer. I can hear if John's produced something with if I didn't even know beforehand. So why would you consider producing your own music? Being totally in control? Or? I guess that's why I choose all of my own records I have produced in collaboration with somebody else, and I think for me that's important on my own work because it's difficult to have enough distance oftentimes to really see what a song needs or doesn't need, because obviously I'm so close to it that I can't step back very easily and see. I need somebody else to help me there. So, but you do more and more production work yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still think for my own records I would still choose to work with somebody else. Yeah, but love producing for other people. Hey, we have to stop, I guess. All right, 5 more minutes before your plane leaves. They sent our luggage to Stockholm, actually. No kidding. Yes, I've been here without my bags. Where do you have to go, actually, to? Well, we're going to Stockholm now, but they sent our luggage to Stockholm last night. Well, it's already there then. Yes. Hey, you've been in rock and roll business for a long time now. Do you still like it? Do you fit in it? I feel very lucky to be able to to lead this kind of life. Certainly, I mean, it's hard work. It's very hard work, and not just at the level of songwriting and of the emotional intensity that involves, but obviously, touring is extremely draining and tough, and it's not by any means any kind of holiday. You don't see anywhere really. It's hard work, but
talking to the press.
But I'm doing something that I love doing. My heart is in. I feel very dedicated towards music and writing music, and I feel lucky to be in that position. Many people have this passion about something and still have to do another job just to bring money and to live, but to be able to have this as also my career, I'm very lucky to be able to do.
Do you still do other forms of art except for poetry? Because you were a sculptor as well, right?
I write poetry and prose. Acting, I've touched on. I've acted in one kind of major film called The Book of Life for a film director called Hal Hartley. That was a couple of years ago. Since then, I've done a couple of small films, mostly for BBC TV in England, just short films. But that's something that, again, I would love to move into more, although it's very difficult, and it's not... I'm very wary of, just the fact that I'm a singer and known for being a songwriter and a singer, that means that I can automatically be an actress and, write a book and all of this. It's not true, and it's not the case, and I would only ever do something if I felt I could really give it time and work hard at it, because I don't think it's something I can just slip into and do naturally. It's very hard.
Looking back on your album, are you satisfied?
On this album, yes. I mean, I had a very clear idea of what I wanted to achieve before I went into the studio, and it has done all of those things for me. I wanted to make a record that the main focus was the vocals and the guitars, and that the songs were very simple and traditional in the sense of traditional songwriting, and I think all of that has come across. I was also very interested in making a record that was full of melody and of clarity and a certain kind of elegance to the sound. A lot of my records in the past have been more interested in debasing sounds and messing with sounds, and this time I wanted to get back to a very pure kind of sound, which I think it probably has done.
Some might say it's a commercial album.
Some might. I've long ago given up on even being able to know what a commercial album is or isn't. I've got no idea. All I do is just...
Do you care?
Not really. No, it's not important. It's for me the most important thing is honestly expressing what I'm interested in trying to express at that time.
You succeeded in it.
I think I did for this record. Yeah, I'm glad, and I feel that I've done that now, and it's freed me up to move on to somewhere else.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.